everyone and welcome back. Today I have a very special video that actually one of you suggested, so I decided to do it because it's actually something that I get asked about in my daily life quite often, and that is what are my favorite fashion, beauty and lifestyle books. Now, you certainly know that I love reading, and for the longest time I was obsessed with reading about fashion because I was a fashion design student back when I was living in Paris. So in case you want a special video all about the books that I read, because I have a ton of books really dedicated to fashion, fashion designer, illustrations, magazine, clothes. I have like dictionary of styles and clothes. If you want to do a video about that, let me know in the comments below. But today I'm going to focus more on lifestyle kind of books, a couple of beauty books, and then for the style category it's more of like inspiration and how-to guide. So I hope that you'll enjoy. So let's start with fashion first, and the first book that I have is Who What Wear. Now you might know Who What Wear. It's a very famous website. They share a ton of street style photos, runway reports and just general trends, but this book is the perfect addition to the website in my opinion, because they share a lot of behind the scenes, behind the show, the inspiration, and they also share a ton of outfit inspiration if you have a first date, if you have an interview, if you're going out for brunch. This book is a couple of years old. I think I got mine way back when I was living in Paris, so that must have been 2009, something like that, but I flipped through recently and the advice and the inspiration is very still modern to this day, so I highly recommend this one. My second pick for the fashion category is a little bit different. It's the Teen Vogue Handbook. This is great if you're a bit younger and you're thinking about working in the fashion industry, or if you're looking for a great gift for anyone that wants to be involved in this industry. This is a book that I got when I was, I would say 16 or 17, and it has been a great resource. It's filled with interviews and tips from people that actually work in the fashion industry. So you have stylists, designer, you have editors, you have makeup artists, hairstylists, you have a lot of famous people. I think there's Marc Jacobs in there, you have Anna Wintour. It's just crazy. It's packed full with inspiration and guides and tips from insiders, and this book really helped me when I didn't really know what to expect, because I didn't know anyone that worked in fashion when I started my fashion design studies. So I highly recommend this book. It's very useful. It's something that I still to this day come back to. It has some great photos in there, obviously. I mean, it's Teen Vogue, so you know the quality is gonna be insane. Now, I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about the next two books that I have, but really when it came down to it, these books have been massive inspiration for me over the past decade and more. I think I got the first one when I was 14 years old, and the second one I must have been 15, something like that. And the books that I'm talking about are fruits. Now, fruits and fresh fruits, which is the second one, these are basically just books packed with street style images from Japan. And when I was a teenager, I was very eccentric, a lot more than what I am today. I used to go around wearing green pants with like a pink skirt on top. I would pack on bracelets, and I had pink hair and then purple hair. I just had this crazy style, and these two books were a huge source of inspiration. And to this day, I still love to flip through, because those people in Japan go all out with their outfits. I mean, this is just so inspiring, and it might not be your style, but it's always fun to flip through. And I got so many ideas, and there's little to no text in these books. It just says like where are the clothes that the people are wearing from, and that's it. But that's something that I really like, and if you're looking for inspiration, or if you love Japanese street style as much as I do, these are great books. The next book that I have is something that my mom actually picked up for me years ago, and I had no idea that this book was out. I was actually reading the blog from the author. So it's the Fifi Lapin, What Should I Wear Today? And when I got it, I just love her illustration to start with. I think that it's very beautiful, it's very girly, but so cute. And I started flipping through the book, and I expected it to be a very fun read, but nothing else. But it's actually a great style book, because it gives you advice on like what color you should wear, what shape will suit your body. It has even some makeup advice in there. There are some beautiful runway to real life inspiration, and this is such a cute book that still is packed with information. This book is to this day still one of my main sources of inspiration, and you might actually notice that the bookshelves behind me are looking a little bit bare. That's because I tend to keep my favorite books and the books that really inspire me on the bookshelves behind me, so that's why it's looking a little bit empty like that. But let's move on to the last book in the fashion category, and that's Lauren Conrad's style book. This is a great book. It's packed with a ton of information about personal style, styling tips, like clothes that you should have in your wardrobe. There are a couple of beauty tips in there as well, and it's a great resource. I personally love Lauren Conrad's style, so that explains why I love this book so much. But nonetheless, I think this is a fantastic book if you want to look more after your clothes and curate your personal style a little bit more. Now let's move into the beauty category, and the first book that I have is No More Dirty Looks. This is a great book if you want to know more about the ingredients that go into your cosmetics, especially the bad ones. I'm pretty much drawn to natural beauty products most of the time. That being said, I do try a lot of the new release because I'm lucky enough to be sent them. So my routine is by no means all natural or all organic, but this book is packed with information about the ingredients in your skincare, your makeup, in your hair care, just around your makeup bag in general. And you have some great do-it-yourself recipes if you want to do a natural hair mask. You do have some product recommendation as well. You have a very handy little index of all the ingredients and what they're known to be bad for. So if you're into that, that's a very great book. The next book that I have in the beauty category is actually on my Kindle app. That's a Sali Hughes book called Pretty Honest. And it's a great book to learn more about makeup and skincare in general. Sali is a very famous beauty editor, I guess, from England. She has an amazing YouTube channel when she goes into bathroom of people in the industry and just chat away. It's a very cool thing to watch, but the book is very resourceful as well. I learned a ton of things, and it has some like real advice and down-to-earth tips. Lastly, for the beauty category, I had to mention the Bobbi Brown Makeup Manual. Again, this is a book that I got ages ago. I don't really go in it anymore, but if you're starting with makeup and you want to know more about like how to pick the right foundation, how to apply bronzer, if you should like coordinate your blush shade to your lipstick shade, this is an amazing book. The photography in this is just amazing. You have a ton of tutorials, you have step-by-step photos, you have pictures from Bobbi's own experience and career in the beauty industry, and I feel like this book really helped me when I was starting off with makeup. This book is great, especially if you want to give it to someone who's starting with makeup, maybe someone a little bit younger or someone who recently really got into makeup. This is a great resource. Now let's move into the last category, which is lifestyle, and I have a ton of things. I really focused on more fashion and beauty lifestyle books. If you want to know like my favorite cookbooks or my favorite healthy living books, I'll be happy to do so. Just let me know in the comments down below and I'll make sure to film the video. But let's start with the first book, which is Kristina Bazan, On the Go. This book is currently only available in French, I believe, but they're working on making it available in English as well. So Kristina is basically a very famous blogger from Switzerland, and in this book she talks about everything about her life, how she got started. She talks about health, about fitness, about fashion, obviously, because she goes like to all the fashion shows and she does a great job at working with brands. So this is very interesting. I'm not usually into bloggers' book because sometimes I feel like they don't really bring anything new, but this is really well written. The photography in this is just amazing, and it's a very down-to-earth book, and I learned a lot about herself. And she's a very interesting young woman. That's the thing as well. She's very young, and she talks about launching your own business and believing in yourself. So this is a great book. And just as I told you that I don't really like bloggers' book, I have two books by Schuman, which is a blogger behind Cupcakes and Cashmere's. I have Cupcakes and Kashmir, and then Cupcakes and Kashmir at Home. I just love these books. The first one, which is this one, is divided by seasons. So you have spring, summer, fall and winter, and it's packed with fashion tips, beauty tips, recipes, things to do around the house. Like for Christmas, you have decor tips, you have packing gifts, tips and stuff like that. This is a great book. It's so fun to flip through. It's filled with inspiration, and I love the fact that it's divided by season. It makes you look forward to like Halloween and Christmas and just barbecues in the summer. And then the next one is At Home, which is the most recent one, and this one is packed with decor ideas, decor tips, tips if you're buying a house, how to look after your utensils, how to entertain, some recipes, some cocktails recipes that are really delicious. So this is a great complement to the first one. Now the next book that I have is one that is also usually behind me, and that is Daily Candy A to Z. And to be honest with you, I picked up this book when I was in New York in 2011, and I just picked it up because the illustrations are so cute. But it turns out that it has become one of my favorite books. The idea is that everything is divided by a letter of the alphabet. So each chapter is a letter, and each letter is linked to a word. So for example, you have A for appearance, B for brain candy, you have G for girls and guys, L for luxury, and stuff like that. And this book is packed with everything and anything. You have tips, you have recipes, you have just general reflections, you have beautiful drawings as well. The great thing is also that each chapter is pretty small and easy to read through. So this is a book that you can keep on your coffee table and flip every once in a while. And the last book that I have is an oldie but a goodie. This is A Year in High Heels by Camilla Morton, and she's actually the author of How to Walk in High Heels. Now, the first book that I got is How to Walk in High Heels, and I totally recommend it, although I lended mine to a friend and I never saw it coming back home, so I might need to purchase it again. But basically the idea is that although it sounds cheesy and like how to walk in high heels, it's basically packed with tips for the modern woman. So you'll learn everything and anything. I actually learned to repair a toilet in this book. I learned to walk in high heels. I learned how to do mayonnaise. I learned how to write a proper letter, how to RSVP to a wedding. It's just packed with all those little tutorials and how-to for your daily life. This book is kind of the second one. This follows a year, and you have a little bit of text for each day of the year, and this is great because again, it's packed with very useful advice. So that is it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed this kind of different videos. If you do, make sure to give this video a like because it really helps me a lot. And if you have any videos that you would like about specific kind of books like cookbooks or home decor books or healthy living or very deep into fashion or even art or things like that, do make sure to leave that in the comments down below because I love reading, so I would love to talk about my favorite books. And if you want to keep up to date with what I'm reading and what I'm loving as far as book goes, you can always follow me on Goodreads. I think my profile is goodreads.com/Axelle, and I'm basically logging in every single day and adding books to my wish list. So I'll maybe see you there. In the meantime, be well and thank you so much for watching. Bye everyone.